The ponds are almost done at Predators. I'm so excited!
And we're back. What's going on, guys?
We are back.
We've kind of took a little bit of hiatus.
Yeah. Why is that? Why is
Well,
that, right?
guys, I got the vid. I got the COVID-19. So I had a quarantine for the 2 weeks, and then I take multiple tests, negative now, so all good to go. So now we're back filming. Obviously, Kyle's thrilled with this.
Yes, thrilled. Thrilled with what? I am glad to be back filming.
Are you?
I've been hounding you.
Yeah.
I tried to do it myself, utter failure, but
It was filmed like this. Oh, no, well, what? Nothing, I didn't say anything. All right, what are we doing today?
we are doing an update, and we're gonna check on some crocodiles because what's an update without crocodiles, right?
Yeah, let's check it out, guys. A lot has gotten done since last time you saw the property.
All right, guys, so there has been a ton of stuff happening in the last couple weeks. We've hired a ton more people, so there's a lot of stuff happening in a short amount of time, which is super exciting. So guys, check this out. So this is the bumpers we've talked about before. So you can see how malleable they are, so it's good for the crocodiles, but they're also really tough. So they're meant for essentially boats bumping into sheep pile or docks. So they're definitely very durable, but they're still forgiving. This will actually be buried underground, but then all of this will be covered. We can go over here and show you. And also, while we're walking past here, if you guys see this white in between. So what we found out is that with sheep pile, there's this seam that connects the two together. Well, the problem with that is it's not watertight. So with biosecure Nightmare Kyle, there's water, or rainwater can go from one enclosure to the next. So what we did is we dug it all up, sealed down 2 feet, and then up 6 inches above the finish line. Because the dirt's gonna be up to about here, and then it's gonna be sealed 6 inches above that. So that makes me happy. So you can see this is a much more finished pond. We have the dirt built up here, the finished grade, and then there'll be grass on top. You can see the bumpers all over it. So the grass will come up to here, and then this actually gets pretty much covered in sand and whatnot, so you really don't even notice it. But it's super nice for the crocodile. So there's no sharp edges, there's no hard edges like this, so they can easily hop out and climb out of the pond. And we also got it brown, which took forever to get, but it really goes with the look, and that's the biggest thing, is just giving it time to make sure everything is super nice. But also, guys, I'm a little out of breath. It's a lot of talking. But I don't know if you can see back there, but those enclosures are looking a whole lot different. So let's go check those out. So as you can see, plants are in, grass is in, chain link is up. All we are waiting on, guys, is a gate. That is it, and these enclosures are 100% done. So we're looking at, realistically, 2 weeks to moving these crocodiles, just to make sure everything's established. We have to keep watering them. We just set up irrigation tomorrow, but other than the gate, this enclosure is completely done. So this is essentially like the public side. So we had it really nice for viewing. We might put one little bush there, maybe, like that bush over there that Elijah's watering. Hey, Elijah. He loves this stuff. He cannot get enough of the reptiles. He's actually more of a lizard guy, but he cannot get enough of the crocodile. So it's cool to see, like on the construction side, we're still having guys that really are passionate about what they do here. So you can see the shallow section here, so crocodiles can slide in and out just like a natural bottom pond. They can slide out there. What that piece is that will hold the dirt. If they ever decide to push this dirt back, it's a good probably 14 inches higher than the dirt. So they got to push a lot of dirt back to get over that and into the deep end, because the deep end is 5 foot deep, and this goes from maybe 2 foot up to grade. But again, you can see the bumpers. It makes it look a lot cleaner. What, am I doing it wrong?
No, I just got you. That way you can be in the shot.
Oh. I don't need to be in the shot. But also, guys, you can see, like I was saying, with the sand, it gets on the what's a wood cap, and it kind of blends it a little better, which is good too. Is that was another issue with the crocodiles, is you know, they love to wallow out. So you'll get a pocket of water here, but with the wood cap, they won't be able to just dig it out. So it'll also hold back. But this grass is zoysia grass, so it doesn't get tall, it just creeps. So my goal is hopefully this grass will just creep right over that cap. So you see the water coming in there, the drain there. All these plants are gonna get bigger. Another thing at the new property, those Niles taught me that they love to have plants like this in the corner that they can tuck into. So that's exactly why I put it there. Our access point is in the back. We have plenty of room to work with the crocodiles.
Talk about that access point though, because that seems pretty interesting to have it right next to the water.
Why?
I mean, you're gonna have what, 20 Niles in here?
Well, I mean, yeah, this is not the norm, but usually it's gonna be 1, 2, 3 crocodiles.
And guys, look at this. So this one's done as well, and then as we look up, look how many enclosures there are. Obviously, we've been talking about it for a while now, but there's 10 enclosures here. Yeah. And this is what they're all gonna look like.
Yep. So we got elephant ear, that'll get a little bit wider. Split leaf philodendron, that'll actually grow over over the pond, so it'll be super cool because I'm hoping the crocs will be able to tuck themselves under there. What else, Ryan?
We got this little pond thing.
Oh, thanks.
Palm. Yeah,
thanks.
yeah. Then you got that one. So you got the Oreca palm, and you got the greener palm.
We got the green grass. We got the spiky palm. But I mean, what can I say, guys?
Well, look at that. Before we move on, you moved them.
We moved them. Yeah, let's go check them out. So yes, the issue is the reason why we moved them, even though we're going to move them in roughly 2 weeks. The reason why we moved them is because if you can see over there, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enclosures. Well, there's 10 this size, but I had those tubs right up against the old perimeter fence, so they couldn't build those. So we got them moved. So now they're going to take down that old fence, build those enclosures, and those are going to be for the 3 Philippines, the 1.2.
Oh, while we're up here, do you want to walk them through what's going in each enclosure that you know of?
Yeah, sure. So we got all the baby Niles, which not so baby, they're like 4 or 5 feet, but honestly, guys, this will probably be, I mean, until the fall. So just let them swim around. But I'm still up for debate. I mean, if we get those 4 done and, you know, we decide possibly to throw them in there. So, but we have the Niles, we have the large cataphractus, African slender-sounded crocodile. In here. Most likely the fuscus, which is the brown caiman. I'm looking for small to mid species in here that won't get too big. I have a young pair of Cuban crocodiles that most likely will be going in here. And then I just want to play it by ear. So I'm also building 10 more enclosures that are smaller than this. So I don't want to throw a bunch of animals in here and then be like, well, you know, they don't need all this. They can go in a smaller one, you know, like the Chinese alligators. This is very big for the Chinese alligators. So I want to do something a little smaller, probably 3/4 this size for Mulan, Chang, the ones that have been breeding for years now. And then I got another female. So they will be going in the smaller enclosures. And much like the Philippine crocs, I'll have little shift gates that I can open back and forth that the male can go back and forth to each female. He's down. Oh.
And we're back, guys. So let's check out the Niles. Obviously, when we say baby Niles, these guys are even a little bit big to be called babies, and these are the small ones.
These are the runs, and that one is the only one I'm worried about, really.
The big one?
Oh, no, the small one. The small one, because these are essentially the runs. So, I think every one of these can go with the bigger ones here, except that small one. That small one's questionable, so
I'll take that one for you.
Oh yeah, I might be interested in rehoming that to like an educational facility. But these gals are certainly overdue. This was quite the adventure moving this tub. We had to drain it and put straps on it, and this is still super heavy even with all the water drained out of it.
And you can see how big they're getting, and these, the ones right here aren't even the biggest ones in this enclosure.
Yeah, these are, you know, they're pushing 5 feet and they're 4 years old. So that's right on par with how big they should be. But I also think they're gonna explode when they go in a large enclosure, because then they'll be swimming more. They'll just, again, we designed all this stuff to allow the crocodiles to do exactly what they've been designed to do in the wild, except for making caves. And the only reason I don't wanna allow them to make caves is because they can collapse, you know, they can get stuck in there. But also with cold, I want to make sure we keep them warm. So I want to have them do whatever they can in the wild, but still be safe, you know, and still be alive, you know.
And one thing I'm gonna address too,
Sure.
while I got you guys, I've seen a lot of comments. We know this tub is not ideal, but it's perfect for them as they were growing up as babies.
Wait, what comments?
There's been some comments, and people don't seem to see your vision. So you see, like this, when we say temporary, or I guess when Kyle says temporary, this is the end result.
And this is not the end result.
This is
go
actually
over there and should actually. You
this is temporary too.
The end result for these, honestly, guys, the end result for these animals, you're looking at probably. I'm probably gonna say an enclosure that's at least an acre or two. So we're looking at probably, you know, this size, probably maybe half the size of this area. This whole area, not this enclosure, this whole area for these gals. So my 5-year plan, I'd say, is to get a ranch out in Okeechobee and have lakes just for these guys. These guys are more cold tolerant, so I don't have to worry about them as much. So you can easily get away with a larger body of water and just have big pumps for the winter. But that is the end result. This is far from the end result. This is far from the end result. That's far from the end result. And I think we're doing pretty dang good. So yes, bear with us, guys. We have every crocodile's best interest here, and we will have every crocodile moved by the end of the year in a much nicer enclosure, even though I'd say a lot of them are doing pretty good. So it's still up for debate if how public I want to make this sanctuary. You know, if we're going to have scheduled tours all the time, if we're just going to cater to more of the individuals that are passionate about this, that will really appreciate all this. Because guys, I'm kind of getting a little biased as to who I want come here, just because I have put so much time, so much money, so much energy, so many blood, sweat, and tears in this place, truly, that I just want to make sure everyone appreciates it. You know, I would just hate for someone to come here like a school trip and then they not even paying attention and it's useless. You know, I get it. I get education is beneficial. You know, there's a lot of people that wouldn't care and then could care, but I'm kind of biased. Again, I just really appreciate everything here and really love it, and would just hate to have tons of people come here that could yell at the crocodile, stress them out, and not appreciate
or throw stuff in the enclosures.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, guys, I'm hearing a lot of stuff about, you know, people having issues with general public, like thefts, people poisoning their animals. I mean, it's sketchy. Like, it's kind of freaking me out. So I definitely want to be open to the public to a certain degree and have people come and check this out, but I don't know how much yet. So that's the biggest thing. So what I was getting at with that is I may run a row of plants here and hide this, you know, just so that it's more visually appealing for the back side or the front side, because this is the back side. But also it's so cool, this view. Like when you drive in, you can see all these enclosures. So I'm still up for debate on that. But those are pretty much done. But these are the 3 that are for the Philippines.
Before we go over there, so guys, he says
What?
not very
Oh.
sure, open to the public. One thing that
How public?
we're pushing. You guys have been following us and subscribing and like commenting and loving the videos. There's always going to be a place for you guys to come here and check it out.
Yes,
Like
for
that,
sure.
that is not being taken away. We're not changing anything there. That is always going to be for our main subscribers. It's just a matter of fact, like if you want to be open for some random guy to book a tour and come here that has no idea about the crocodiles.
Between that and, like, you know, like I said, the thefts, the poisonings, the you know, killings, but also, like, I've gone to so many reptile shows, and then, you know, all the reptile people are there at 9 o'clock. Then all of a sudden, like 11 o'clock, you just have the local, like, families start pouring in and literally do not care at all. They're pushing their strollers through. So it's like, does it really do anything, you know? But I get it. I get education. But that's what YouTube is better about. You know, we don't have to have all these people come here to get the education. They can do it through YouTube. But for the passionate people that will really appreciate this place will always be open for them.
So these need some work.
Yeah, so you can kind of see the steps that what they were. It's crazy because they look like so much bigger. But that fence is going down. They're going to be moved about 5 feet closer to the greenhouse. Still have 10 feet of clearance between the greenhouse and the enclosure. We're going to build a shallow section, grass, plants, fence, wood cap on top. But it needed to get done. So we moved the Philippine tub, the runts, and the Niles. So one more thing before you go, I want to show you exactly how this shallow section works. And what's cool is we compacted it down with fill dirt. So instead of it being topsoil where it's super loose, this is fill dirt, so it has a lot of clay in it, so you can really press it down. And what's the craziest thing, guys, is I don't know if you can see, I think we talked about it before, but there's minnows in here. The only water that has ever been pumped into here is well water that's 100 feet down. So I don't know how the minnows got here, but they're here, and it's really cool. So again, it's like you said, Ryan, it's spongy a little bit, but it's still very firm. So just to give you an idea of how deep it is here in the shallow section, and then you got this little lip here.
Why don't you step off the other side, show them how deep it is.
Yeah, no. It gets muddy quick, but the thing is just like with the other ponds, you gotta have the crocodiles dig it up and stir it up first, and then just have to continually flush it out, and then that'll subside. It's just between the grass and all the topsoil. It gets muddy quick, but it's a natural pond. It's clean, and yeah, it's cool. It's really coming together, guys. You know, I mean, realistically, I've been probably designing these for 2 years, I'd say. 18 months to 2 years, this facility all over again. So to see it actually come to fruition, all the revisions, all the thousands of hours I put in drawing, every time I'm on a plane, I'm always drawing new enclosures, new ideas, because that's the only time I actually can shut down, because there's no Wi-Fi. There's, you know, a lot of times, well, there's better internet now, but before, you know, my older days, or my younger days.
The only time you can get away from my text.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see these be utilized and hopefully do exactly what we designed them for. It's gonna be a very special moment for sure. All right, guys, well, that wraps up quite the incredible update.
Yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this update. Now that I am no longer sick, we're gonna be doing a lot more videos. So I hope you guys are prepared for that. We're gonna try to stick to the 3 a week. That's one thing we're trying to get back to. Don't hold us to that yet, but that's the eventual goal of where we want to be again.
Between updates, snake videos, and then moving, we're gonna be moving probably every week. Now, you know, this is it. You know, we talked about this so many times, so
we're finally getting into that. So thanks for sticking with us, guys. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, follow us on Instagram at Primitive Predators, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys.